Hey everyone, we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 12, episode 19. So I just want to say thank you to every single person that has been tuning in, to the Cloud9 podcast, whether you watch live or whether you watch on the replay. We definitely love and appreciate your support. But without further ado, if you are a returning viewer or new viewer, then subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and make sure to leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We are 20. So about 4-ish episodes away from finishing out season 12. By the time that the 2024 League of Legends World Championship play-in stage begins, we should be ending season 12 and then starting season 13. So season 13 will most likely start closer to when the play-in stage is over, and then when we actually talk about the Swiss stage, as they call it now, actually. But yeah, can't wait to, finally get to season 13. And then we'll hit another milestone for the show. And the Iron Man podcast is about to hit 600 episodes come tomorrow with Friday Bangers. And as I always say, you can watch all the other previous episodes from 1 through episode 149 on Rumble, or listen on the podcast platforms if you did not get a chance to watch the show when it was airing over on those platforms. And joining me here today in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk all things League of Legends is Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Good.
Now, I was going to say, I've not had a chance to watch the DK Team 1 series at all. I was so busy all day. My last day off for a minute. I'll watch that.
The only game I've seen full through was Game 5. Game 4 and 5.
So, by the time we have the Sunday show, we'll be able to talk about all of the best of fives from the LCK 2024 Gauntlet. But you know what's crazy, guys? We can't even cover that today. There's so much news coming out because it's the off season now, and if you're not going to go to the World Championship, if you're a team owner, you might, or a person that is in charge of running how to get the rosters put together, if you're a GM, then you're going to spend most of your time, trying to get the rosters together because, well, you're not going to go to World, so you might as well work on trying to get the roster for next year, obviously. Let's just do the LCS because that's going to be the biggest portion of what everyone's going to want to talk about anyway. So, NRG and IMT are leaving the LCS. Yes, you heard that correct. Immortals is finally going to be leaving the LCS. I personally think that's awesome. They haven't done anything here, guys, ever. I mean, the only thing that I can really give them as a positive is that they basically just got free money from Riot just for running basically fuck all teams. That's really all I can say. Other than that, they've been pretty much perennially bottom feeding, competing for 8th to 10th, And there was that one split. People said they made playoffs, which was the LCS 2021 summer split, which is the one that 100 Thieves won with the Abadage roster. But people got to factor in, that was because the spring split record carried over into summer. That's the reason why they were above 5 wins. If that didn't happen, they wouldn't have honestly made playoffs, in my opinion. And they had a relatively weird, obscure roster at the time, and that was probably their best roster, actually, if I'm being honest. But outside of that one split, they've been just trash for the most part. They're always competing for 10th. I don't think that's crazy to think about, right? They're always competing for 8th or 10th, nothing above that. Even when they had Revenge, and people kept trying to gaslight me into thinking, oh yeah, Revenge is good. You go on the subreddits and everything. No, Revenge is good. Revenge is terrible, guys. Revenge is actually dog shit, So yeah, IMT is going to be leaving the league. There was that thing that, even James brought up to me one day where they apparently, had sold $0.00 in a quarter period. They weren't even doing they weren't even doing sponsorship content, nothing. They just pretty much came back to the league after not getting in and franchising initially back in 2018. when it first happened, and they got the Progressive sponsorship, which is that car company. It's a insurance company.
Yep.
They also had a Toyota too, so they did have a car company sponsored too, which is crazy. IMT actually had big sponsors like Toyota. They had Progressive and did nothing with them. Now, if you have sponsors like them, how are you going to convince them to sponsor another team? IMT just did nothing with them. Toyota got the fuck out of there. They're like, nah, man, I'm driving my ass out of here. No pun intended. And then, like, imagine that. The Progressive car insurance company with the white lady, that was a sponsor. And they did nothing with it. That is insane. They did nothing with it. Nothing. It's over. Yeah. Now Progressive is never going to invest in the scene ever again because of this dog shit org. Even after this last split, like that one guy they hired, he was kind of getting that team to play at least a little bit decent. Nah, fuck him. We got to get a Nero who had we had to get a Nero, or Neru. Yeah.
Whatever his fucking name was, he was trash.
They promised that guy, hey, we'll give you the whole year, or it was initially like, okay, we'll give you this project with these players, and now one split, not you're done. Oh wait, they hire Anero, who previously was on Golden Guardians forever, and then Echo Fox before, I think, or was Golden Guardians the whole time, and they did even worse. Yeah, they were like the worst team in the league. They were actually probably worse than Shopify Rebellion, because at least Shopify Rebellion had a chance at making playoffs if they at least won a couple of games. IMT had no chance of making playoffs because they won the first week when Shopify had that Tomo roster, and then lost 8 series straight. 2-10. Straight up just ass booty juice. Garbo. Get that org out of the league. Hey, I hope it was worth it, not being able to like compete at all. And then they just took the free revenue share from Riot, which is apparently like $1 million to 1.5 million plus. So they just coasted out of the LCS doing nothing and just stealing a slot from potentially another org that would perform better. But I'll ask you, man, what do you think about IMT leaving? You care at all?
I'm not surprised. I'm not sad. I'm not surprised either. I'm like, oh, okay. And when they said, oh, they're leaving, I'm like,
you're like, good, yeah, awesome. The fuck out.
That ain't news. That's like when they said, oh, the guy that was killing people got killed. Nigga, that ain't news. The fuck? Tell me, no, when the white girl gets killed, that's when it's news. Man, what the fuck? IMT's leaving? And no one gives a fuck that IMT's leaving. We actually want them to leave. They stink. That's the one team everybody was like, oh, okay, it'll be sad for the players not to have a job, but the team stinks. Like every other team was like, we don't want them to leave. They just came to the team. Oh, nope. IMT, nope. They've been straight dog shit. Nope. Don't care.
Every split, they've been actually just straight up dog shit. And the only reason why they made playoffs at one time was because the records carried over. Had they had never did that, we're talking about an org that is basically just like a strawless for the LCS.
L strawless, just L's, fresh hot L's. Yes.
This org has been dog shit. Here, I'm going to show you guys this really quickly. I'll show you guys their YouTube channel, and I'll show you guys their Twitter account right here. So, I swear they paid for advertising or bots because they have this many followers despite, no interaction on their post. So, even their roster reveal for 2024 is
meh.
It's crazy. They got 130K views on this. And that's more views than they have on almost all their YouTube content.
They got more views on this than their whole channel combined.
This is crazy, man. Yeah, this was the first video they put out throughout the year, revealing their new roster, and 13 comments. I mean, the retweets are there, the likes are okay. This was really nothing here with this org, and they're like, oh, we're at the Fan Fest. Y'all are gonna be gone next year, like my dad. You're done. Oh, we're at the Fan Fest, guys. We care. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up.
It's like shaking your hand with the knife in your other hand. I'm like, hey guys, it's nice to meet you. Not knowing that Immortals is gonna be gone 40, it's like the end of Boys in the Hood. It's like, man, they don't care about us, man. We're gonna see you guys next year. And then it said that the caption, Doughboy was killed 2 weeks later. Or in this case, Immortals was disbanded 40 in was it 2 weeks later, Immortals was disbanded. That's what's gonna look
right
like.
Here. Look at this right here. They have that fan meetup shit. They're doing, I think, at the LCS, or this was finals week, right? This was finals.
Yeah, finals week. Finals week.
Coming over. Look at this. This is dead.
Yeah.
Bro. Hey, no, on the broadcast, they showed how big that venue was and all the fans that were interacting and talking. Bro, they had 2 fans.
Cloud9, there was people. They said that there was
2 fans at their line.
You know what the crazy part? You know what the crazy part? They said there was more TSM fans over there. I'm like, TSM. You mean
org that's not even here anymore?
You mean the org that's supposed to go to a new tier 1?
But they're just doing like Valorant Ask Questions and Overwatch Ask Questions videos now on their irrelevant rosters that nobody cares about. Look at this. Look how many fans who don't give a fuck about Immortals. All the staff's there. They're like, hey, yo, guys, we're here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Come see us at our booth. 3 likes.
Just to say, come see us at our booth, and then they give you the whole spiel. Man, they don't care about black people in the hood, the whole more than the hood shit. They don't care about us because we always try our hardest, man. We might not be the best team, but we always leave it out on the. Yeah, we know. What was it? Immortals versus NRG. What was it?
Dude,
that 50-minute fucking game.
Oh yeah,
we're both
Immortals versus NRG. That's the worst game of the year. That game was.
You know the crazy part about that irony part about it. Yeah, apparently that was the worst game. And those two teams.
A game where a Poppy went in, stole a Baron, and just walked out. The Poppy didn't even die for stealing it. They just let him steal it, bruh. That is the worst game of the LCS all year. NRG versus MIT, week 7, day 2. Worst game of the year. And boo-boo shit.
And that just happened to be the and it's just irony that it happened to be those 2 teams that it was the worst game of the year.
God, man. And then right here on this, at the finals, like we're giving out IMT player cards. Nobody give a fuck about these players. Nobody care.
Player cards,
Riot. You know what's crazy about Riot, guys? They gave out more in-game. I'll go into that later about the whole franchising thing pretty much failing. IMT at least is gonna get an emote. I don't even know who's buying an IMT emote. Who buying that shit? Who buying that? You buying an IMT emote?
You gotta buy emote for an org that's no longer here. Okay.
What the hell did Armal just do? Fucker just walk up and take that man's mic off his helmet. What a bitch. I'd have knocked that dude off. He talking to what the? Nah, we fighting right there. What are you doing, you weirdo?
Nah,
oh my god.
Nah, fuck that. Hands. You gotta catch hands. Yeah. What the fuck?
And here was their end of the year post, like they always do, like Fnatic does.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, go ahead.
The end of the year, unfortunate to the end of the year on the loss, but proud to have given it all in our final match. Thank you to everyone for the continued support this season. We wouldn't be here without the continued support for all the highs and lows of our. And we are always grateful. It's funny how they didn't say anything. Hey, and we'll see you next year, like they already knew. Because usually most teams is we'll see you next year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
They said that wasn't the worst part. They said we wouldn't be here without the continued support. Yeah, it's like that meme of the guy going like this. Where? Support where? That shit's just straight gaslighting.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh my god. And that's IMT, everyone. Worthless, pathetic org that came back into the league. And the only real reason why they were as good as they were back in 2017, or sorry, 2016, and somewhat 2017 is because their previous CEO, Noah Winston, just kind of like outspent everybody. That was his business strategy. I'll just like, I have more money than you. I have a bigger budget, and I'll just outspend. But like, that doesn't really like build a brand, you know?
Okay. Pretty much, he was just doing
just
George
flexing his money. Yeah, that's all it really was.
He was just doing the George Steinbrenner thing. All right, cool. I got $300 million. You only got 50. Nigga, you broke. Like, I remember one time George Steinbrenner bought a player from another team. He's like, how much does the team have at the full budget? $40 million. Paid the guy $41 million. I'm like, nigga, what? You overpaid a player just that the team couldn't pay for him, knowing that he paid this player 1 year more than the whole team had as a budget. I'm like, nigga, you got too much money, man. You gotta step the fuck down.
And hey, I even agreed that they should have been allowed to be in franchising when like the LCS first initially franchised. But the reason why they didn't allow Immortals in was because their CEO Noah, they Riot apparently were concerned that he was putting his priorities of spending money in too many different places, because he was like all in on the Overwatch League, you know. So I imagine that they felt more comfortable going with the other two, but just kind of didn't make any sense given the fact that Immortals went to Worlds. They had competitive rosters, at least from 2016 spring, 2016 summer, and 2017 summer, you know. But then when they came back, people are going to be like, oh, it's IMT. They were that real dominant org that coming back. No, guys, because first of all, Noah is not – I don't think Noah was there anymore. It was a completely different org. They were only here a name value. That's it. They weren't even somewhat close to what they used to be. And people had a factor in it was only just the players that made Immortals good. Even they never really made any good content even back in the day when they were dominant, you know? So IMT's gone. And the next one is NRG. So as you guys know, NRG bought the slot from CLG, who was previously one of the first orgs in the competing in the LCS back when it first started. Basically, NRG came in on the LCS 2022 summer split with contracts, Dokla, what was it? Palafox.
No, 2023.
The 2023? Yeah. They came in on the LCS 2023 summer split. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They had Dokla, contracts, Palafox, FBI, and Ignar, actually. And they weren't even that good. And initially, they were pretty jank, honestly. They finished 9-9 in the regular season. Then in playoffs, they actually did so well to the point where they ended up making Worlds and winning the split. And they're high at Worlds 2023 by getting top 8, upsetting G2 in the only clutch match they needed to win. And then they came over this year, and they ended up firing all those coaches you saw last year on stage. And then they brought in Huhi, and they basically have just been a fuck all org, honestly. And we told them it was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen. You know, that was their peak, beating G2 in that upset fashion. That's it. Over. That's the peak of them. And this year, they've been absolutely terrible. I didn't see a single fan in that audience when Raz was doing that cam where he was looking at the fans. I saw no person wearing an NRG jersey. Nobody cares about NRG. As far as league, they're actually very, very popular in other things like Valorant. They're pretty good in Valorant, actually. But League, no one cares. I feel like NRG was actually partly financed by Shaquille O'Neal back in 2015. He wanted to get part of esports. NRG, just like IMT, IMT weren't relegated. NRG was actually relegated a long time ago. NRG were so bad at one point, they were just relegated, you know? And I think Shaq, he left investing in the org and gave it to the guy that owns it now. So, yeah NRG, they came and went again. They came in, relegated. Shaq was like, I'm good. I can't make money on esports. And you guys don't know, Shaq's pretty rich. So if he don't see profit, he getting the fuck out. That's just what it is. That's just, he don't see no money. Man, I don't see no money, dog. Out.
He was out for a certain amount of profit, and then get there. He was like, "What's the point of me? Oh, it's gonna be over multiple years. Yeah, I'm good."
This was back in the day when you got relegated if you lost in the promotion tournament for teams to challenge in. And yeah, the thing is, he invested all that money, and now his team is out, and they can't get back in. Like, of course, he's gonna be gone. Like, come on, you know that ain't no secure investment. So yeah, NRG basically came back, got the Riot revenue share, and then left. And then they didn't do anything in playoffs. Wait, did they win a single playoff series this year? No, did they?
No,
they lost to 100 Thieves. I remember that.
They lost to 100 Thieves, and then they lost to Deck. And then he lost to Dig in summer.
You're right, because the spring split, they had them in the lower bracket in the first round, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So they lost
then,
to 100 Thieves. I remember that. Then they lost to Dig. Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah, and then they faced Dig. They faced Dig in upper. No. 100 Thieves beat Dig. NRG lost to FlyQuest.
You're right. Yeah.
And then they lost to Dig. In a heartbreaking game 5.
Yeah. Because in spring they got 6. So and that was when they started with the if you're on that side of the bracket, you have the one shot, you're out. And that was a 100 Thieves match where they won 3-2. And then in summer they faced Fly. They lost that. You're right. And then they lost. Yeah, they went 0-3 in playoffs all year.
Yep.
They went 0-3 in playoffs. In summer, they actually finished 2-5. Okay, so let's just recap right here. Spring, they finished 6-8.
Yeah.
This is the best of ones. Ending the season on a 3-loss record. Okay. They ended the season on a 3-loss record. They just had that one chance in playoffs. They got knocked out by 100 Thieves. And arguably it says 3-2, but Golden Glue didn't have any priority on Smolder, so he just kept giving it over. And to be fair, that series kind of should have been a 3-1, in my opinion. The fact that it says 3-2 is disgusting in and of itself. Summer regular season, 2-5. They also finish off on a 3-game loss streak. In game record, they went 5-10. They were just 1 game ahead of Shopify, and they were 2 games ahead of IMT. That's it. They were 2 games behind 100 Thieves, actually. 100 Thieves themselves had a not so good regular season too, so there was a good chance they could have competed with them, but they didn't, and they lost. There was that game. Oh, they actually even lost to Meech. Remember, there was that game. It was week 1. Remember when Meech played Jinx? They got absolutely blown the fuck out. That's the last game of the split. It happened like 18 minutes.
That's when Meech still has confidence. That's when his confidence is still there. And then that was the crazy. And the crazy part about that the whole season was, if 100 Thieves lose to Shopify, NRG could have been, I think, 4th, and 100 Thieves could have been out. That's the crazy part about it. It was like
100 Thieves ended up knocking them all out.
Yeah,
crazy. And then NRG, they went and faced FlyQuest. There was a 1-3. And then they lost to Dig. So yeah, the NRG has had a terrible year. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if any of these players get spots on teams. So here, this is a common misconception I see a lot going around. So yes, the LCS is downsizing, but not necessarily. So there's going to be 6 teams from what you guys see now. So there'll be Cloud9, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Dignitas, and FlyQuest. And there's going to be is there another team? Yeah, that's it.
There's a promotion. It's whoever wins the promotion.
How about a promotion team from the NACL? They're going to get in, and we're going to have a team from Mexico come in. So there's still going to be 8 teams. It's just not going to be 2 of the franchise teams are just leaving, and we're going to have promotion relegation again. So there is 8 teams. It's just not going to be the 8 teams you remember that are here. That's it.
And from what I'm hearing is the team that's more likely to come over to Mexico is R7. It's either R7 or Straw. It's because they were the only 2 that actually did something this year. Every other team's getting disbanded in LLA. That's me. It might be R7.
Okay.
There's a good
Summit
chance
back to the LCS.
Yep.
Oh my god. Summit versus APA when Summit was trash talking APA when he was bad. He went on Twitter and he was like, "My mid laner is just a Ziggs one trick." And then he deleted the post. Woo! Crazy times in the LCS, everybody. Crazy times.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also, yeah, I think I don't know. Franchising for me it just will fail, honestly. They were supposed to do all these things, grow esports. They got all this money from the teams and the venture capital, and Riot just squandered it, honestly. So badly to the point now they have to take money from Saudi Arabia. That's how badly they squandered everyone's money. If I was the team owners, I'd be like, damn, what'd you guys do with the money? Where'd the money go? Where's the money? Yo.
And that was one of the reasons why people saw 100 Thieves were leaving, because they ain't want it. But then the thing is, they're still stuck in Valorant. I mean, they wasn't going to leave League of Legends unless they were able to leave Valorant. And they're not leaving Valorant anytime soon.
Yeah,
That's how I knew they weren't leaving. But I did say there was a chance that NRG was going to be doing. Oh, they just came in. Nope, doesn't mean anything. That we gotta realize they probably came in and realized that the investment was not worth it because they it's been a full year now. They realized, oh, we got one good split, not even a year, one good split, and it was done. You went budget because you everyone kind of had to go budget, and you fired everything that was good about NRG, and then they shit. Who he wasn't bad in the sense that he's a good support, but he's not as good as But he wasn't he didn't fit the team like what Ignar did last year, and that's the thing. And speaking about the players, speaking about those five, the only player I think that actually is going to find a team next year is Contracts. He's the only one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Contracts is the only player I could see getting a team. Dokla should not have a team. He ran it down the entire year. Palafox maybe might get a team because he's a native player and he might not cost a lot of money. But even that would be a questionable, pick. It's like you pick up Palafox?
Because, okay, before we go to the next story, let's look at the teams and positions. All right, cool. The 16 that are still left, the top laner for Team Liquid, they're not – Dokla is not going over Impact. 100 or FlyQuest. I want to pick Dokla over Whippo. 100 Seas. I want to pick Dokla.
Sniper just got him to Worlds. Yeah.
Who else? Dig, Licorice, or Dokla. They both kind of grief, but
at that point, are you really getting anything marginally better?
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Shopify Rebellion. Actually, no, that one.
That's Fake God, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anything better, really,
I probably would go with Dokla. His highs
you probably would, but like if you're thinking
Fake God's highs is better than Dokla's highs, but Fake God's lows is like, oh my god, how the fuck did the motherfucker get on? How's he getting paid to play league? You see this? I'm like, and who's the last team?
you said Cloud9?
Oh, Cloud9. Cloud9 is the last team. Hell no. You're not taking him over Santos.
Yeah, no way. That's a fat downgrade. You might as well just like throw that in year two. Hey, C9 fans, welcome Dokla.
Man,
I'm done being a fan.
If you ever replace Santos, you might as well just get Connor from KC. KC, what are you doing?
If you're crazy, man, I have never seen a player get imported on a team, straight up just play Farm Simulator for about 10 weeks straight, and then have a single good Jace game. That's ridiculous. That guy just didn't play at all. He just wasn't even trying. That's crazy. I have never seen that. But yeah, so Dokla Contracts, I think might get a team.
Contracts over the Blabber if Cloud9 gets
slot Contracts in at Dig over Spica.
Over Spica absolute. If River doesn't come back, you can see him on 100 saves. Not over Inspired. Maybe over Umpty. Umpty's kind of cheeks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if C9's kicking Blabber, but
Blabber maybe.
Contracts has been on C9 before. I don't know if he wants to go back after that situation that he was in before.
Shopify those.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's weird because Boogie actually is good for them. He's not bad at all, really. Yeah.
Contract, I see him on 3 teams. 100 Seas if River does come back. That's my least likely out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
The likely I see him on is Cloud9 if they don't bring back Blabber.
Mm-hmm. Or unless they're going to import a jungler, actually.
Maybe because they already got. I was going to suggest they already got one import slot. They got 2 more, right?
1 more. You get 2.
1 more. Okay.
But they were talking about doing jungles. What I heard from LS was as he was talking on stream, maybe jungle support. They would try switching up, but then again, Who are you getting? Oh, I don't even know if they're going to keep it. Oh, this is the thing we didn't factor in, dude. I don't know if they're going to keep the import rule as 2 when it comes to the America system. I don't know that. That's big. If they actually allow another slot, that's huge.
No. If I'm doing that, I make it. You can import the whole team. If they make it, there's no limit. If I'm Jack, I'm importing the third worst. I'm importing bro or fucking. I'm importing one of those bottom Korean teams over here. One of those bottom Korean teams is waxing all like fuck that. I'm shit. Shit.
Oh, like, hey,
shit. If it was up to me, I would take Kwandong and bring him over here. Yo, cuz.
Oh my god, why is his name cuz? No,
he gonna be walking around. What up, cuz? Oh Jesus!
They have to do it. Dude, if Kwangdong Freaks ever came over here for like a vacation, they have to put cuz in a hood for like a video.
They're gonna make he gonna become a crip. Cuz gonna become a crip. What up, crip? What up, cuz?
Oh shit! Well,
crip cuz.
What's his name?
It's like
Pal Fox. I'll be honest here. Unless he joins Shopify or Dig, I truly don't see him.
I would say Dig. I don't know.
And that thing is, would you really kick him over Jensen? Like, if you're looking at their this year's performance, as a whole,
Jensen was kind of cheeks too. Like,
yeah, but Palfox had like nothing. He had no good games at all.
Jensen's been on like 3 teams in about a year and a half.
To be fair, he actually went back to Dig. Remember, it was Dig, Fly. Let's go back to Dig.
Think about this. It was Cloud9, Dig, FlyQuest, Dig. Like,
yeah. It's Cloud9, Team Liquid, back to Cloud9, then to Dig, then to FlyQuest, and then back to Dig.
I don't know. My thing is, will Shopify Rebellion actually get rid of Insanity? Because they will be insane if they keep them. But Shopify has been known not to make good decisions. B-Boy,
I think, doesn't need to be on that roster. People voted B-Boy as one of the best ADCs in the league. I think in All-Pro in spring or this summer or whatever. He should not be on there.
B-Boy doesn't deserve to have a job, but that's just me. FBI, I'm taking FBI over motherfucking B-Boy. Like,
probably, that. Yeah. It's just like,
fuck that. Matter of fact, I'll take one of the motherfucking
maybe Zazel goes to 100 Thieves. Maybe that would be crazy. That would be insane.
If Meech was still there, yes. If Meech was still there, but Meech is no longer.
And we know FBI is probably not going back to 100 Thieves. What else do you need to do there? He already did everything he needs to do there.
Nah. With Tomo there, I would actually, if I'm 100 Thieves, I'd probably actually keep Tomo over.
I'll just keep him because there's actually no reason to get rid of him. Just whatever they're using him for right now is the style of ADC he should be a weak side carry.
Matter of fact, Palafox could go to Cloud9. That whole thing.
Possible.
Or we're going to discuss that in a minute. But
Palafox. Welcome, Goku. Welcome, Palafox. Well, like I said, burn all my jerseys.
Think about this. Palafox is not going to Team Liquid. At this point, they might never replace EPA.
Unless he just like severely degrades in play. In play. Yeah.
He's not going to 100 Thieves or FlyQuest. He's not replacing the Korean middle laner. That's a no. Dig, he might replace Jensen. Shopify, he might replace the Insanity. In Cloud9,
I don't know what Jack's gonna do, man. I really don't know at this point. I mean, last year on Twitter, because we were talking about this on the show last year, he was like, Jack, he has that meme of the fire and everything. I won the off season. Jack, you lost the off season, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, at that time,
technically he didn't lose the off season.
At that moment, he won.
He just lost in the end.
It was kind of like when you buy a house on the outside and it looks good, but you walk inside and it's like cobwebs and like 5 dead bodies and like coke in the floorboard.
Yeah,
you just bought a drug house and those people got murked. Yeah, you got shit. You didn't reach MSI. And you miss Worlds.
Yeah, it's the same thing like the Team Liquid roster back in 2022. It's the same thing. No, because the thing is, both those rosters capped out at third place matches. No worlds, no MSI, no trophies, nothing. They just capped out at third place matches.
Who do you think was more of a disappointment? Or
to be fair, Steve did invest $7 million in that roster. I don't know how much Jack spent on this Cloud9 roster, but we know that the number for that Team Liquid roster was $7 million to get that level of performance too. And that was crazy in and of itself. You know, I think they're both comparable. I think they're about even, really. You just toss a coin. They're both equally as bad. It's just what does it? Okay. So I don't know what they're gonna do moving forward. I don't know how much money they're gonna spend on this roster moving forward. We know Riot is gonna give them like the teams less money. They're gonna renegotiate the whole contract because the contract was gonna end at the end of this year anyway with the whole like revenue share thing. So what's the last players on the roster? FBI and who he's not getting a team. There's just no way. I mean, if he gets a team, that means you know that the team went budget. I mean, I think he can do better on a team of people with no direction on how to play the game. That's why he did good on Golden Guardians. He only did well around a group of players that weren't really smart on the macro front. The players that he was on this roster already were smart and macro wise, and they didn't. He really did good
with Stixay because Stixay is only good mechanically. He ain't good at anything else.
Yeah, and we know Licorice is not good macro-wise either, you know.
Because Stixay's map awareness is trash. I'm sorry. Just holy fuck.
The fact that we saw like those ADCs at MSI outplay him and play way better, that's just criminal. That's just sad.
Yeah, that's why Stixay didn't get a job this year.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh my God, Stixay's so good. Why did no team pick him up, guys?" Oh yeah, wait. Oh, okay. Dude, now
100 Seeds decided to went with Beach over Stixay. Mm-hmm. There was a point where they could have had Stixay and Huhi, and they went Meech. They went with Meech, and I like Meech. Meech, you know, he's a cool guy. Even though he is so introverted, it's not even funny. He is just so. I was like, damn.
Tom Cat, what's up, man? Yes, we're gonna talk about Cloud9 right now. Actually,
God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. I know you guys have all saw I Will Dominate's video, and normally after those kind of videos, I would have just did a video myself because you guys know back in the day the reason why the channel blew up as much as it did on this channel when I even had my main Yu-Gi-Oh one was because I would do like all the instant league news content. I've kind of slowed down on that on the years because guys, it's so much to do. There's just video after video after video. Like literally, I would basically do like 3 videos at once, edit them, I record them, edit them, and then instantly put them out. Like, so there's going to be some years I don't do it as much, obviously. And the only real views you get from doing it, obviously, just come from, like, just talking about NA or the LCK. Like, the views on, like, the LEC or the LPL offseason aren't as big as the LCS or the LCK ones. And the channel's already, not like what it used to be anyway. So that's why I haven't did, like, that many, like, League of Legends news videos, unless they're, like, just super big actually to talk about. So if we're going to talk about basically anything regarding like any off season, any year moving forward, it's most likely just going to be, on this show actually. So the next thing to talk about is Jojopyun. So as you guys know, Jojopyun came into the league on Evil Geniuses. His first ever official matches were during the LCS 2022 lock-in tournament, actually. And then obviously later on throughout 2022, he ended up the regular season was kind of iffy for Evil Geniuses. Playoffs, they even lose the first round of Team Liquid. They ended up going with that lower bracket run with Danny all the way to winning the finals. They went to MSI. They made top 4. They randomly took a game off of T1 in a weird, lucky fashion to even make it that far. In summer, regular season for the LCS 2022 summer split, they did pretty well in the regular season. They finished first place. They had 15-3, dominant record overall. And then in playoffs, they were essentially kind of falling apart. They lost to Cloud9 instantly, or in a pretty embarrassing fashion. They made the lower bracket run, and they lost to 100 Thieves in the 3rd place match. Then they went to Worlds, the League of Legends 2023 World Championship, And then there they made the group stage. They even upset Mad Lions and then made Mad Lions not even make it into the main stage. They lost mostly every single game in the main stage, the group stage of, Worlds 2023. And then Worlds 2022. Then for 2023, the LCS 2023 spring split, Jojopyun actually did not look that good. His performance actually regressed decently, even when Inspired was still there. They didn't make the finals at all. They had a pretty stacked roster back then, too. They had Someday, Inspired, Jojopyun, FBI, and Vulcan. And that roster, a lot of us thought it was going to be like at least top 3. They did kind of finish top 3. I think they finished 4th, actually. I think. I could be wrong. But I remember that roster having decent expectations for it, and they just kind of, ended up bombing out in the playoffs, actually. And then in the summer split, EG kind of like just went full budget on their roster, and Jojopyun put out a good enough performance to get MVP. And then obviously the team's dynamic basically was like, we're going to funnel and put all of our investment into Jojopyun. So people have to understand the reason why he looked as good as he did was also because that every one of the team's resources came to him. They gave him all the waves. They gave him all the jungle camps. They gave him any kills they could. They were really, really investing into him. And then come the 2024 League of Legends offseason, there's room. Obviously, EG is going to be leaving the LCS, and Jojopyun was the hottest prospect in the offseason. So much so to the point where, keep in mind, Live Sandbox, which is basically just Fear X now, were actually trying to acquire Jojopyun. Remember that? And this came from Wulo last year, which basically was Live Sandbox, who you guys know as Fear X, have seriously attempted to acquire Jojopyun in the LCK. Cloud9 have increased their offer in order to secure the player after negotiations. Now, remember what Blabber said on the sack down, which was Blabber had mentioned that Blabber actually was the one to ask Jack because he really wanted to play with Jojopyun. Now, Jack has went out of his way to get players for Cloud9 if the players want to play with that player. Recent example of that is Sven. Sven really wanted Jack to get Perks when Perks was let go from G2, right? Now, when Sven asked to get Perks, keep in mind, as much as Blabber had said on the sack down that, they had a lot of arguments with that roster and nobody could really get along, but it still managed to do well relatively somewhat when it needed to. The Perks move still worked, right? They won a split. They went to MSI. They went to Worlds. They got top 8. Notice how when Zen asked for a player, it worked out. It was a lot of money, but it did work out as far as results-wise. And Jack made his money back because Vitality spent $4 million on Perks. God.
And when did he get out of Perks?
Just like my dad's influence in my life. Nothing.
Like was Chris Tucker saying Rush Hour after losing nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Because do it back in. If Jack bought Perks for $3 million, do you think he sold him to Vitality for $3 million? No, everyone. That's called breaking even. That doesn't happen in business. You need to make money. No. So he probably got like $4 million and some change.
He found a sucker. He found a sucker in the Europe that was willing to take Perks for hire. He's like, oh, anybody wants Perks? Oh, $4 million. Oh, so
not just $4 million. Keep in mind, Perks was contracted actually, I think, until he came in 2021. So he was actually contracted until the end of 2022. That means you have to pay out his salary too. Now you're going to pay the buyout fee. You have to also pay his salary. Congrats, Vitality. You're even more stupid than I thought. So Jojopyun obviously ended up on Cloud9. I don't know if he really wanted to go to the LCK, but Inspired had said that after they had finished MSI and back in 2022 that Jojopyun didn't really try as hard in NA because he felt the practice was not as good. And to be fair, I can't really blame him for that. The practice here is really bad. I mean, people have talked about it for years. The practice sucks here, but that doesn't mean you still don't try. I mean, people need to understand that does not mean you still don't give a fuck about it all, because your own play will regress. People actually follow competitive sports like Emily, like we do here. Keep in mind, in sports, it's not just all fun and games. I mean, people have actually played sports in their real life. You do boring ass drills repeatedly to make your form good. There's gonna be days you're not gonna want to do like what do they call it? They call it the non-fun stuff. They call it the tedious stuff. But those tedious exercises and drills make you better at perfecting your form.
That's the same thing with everything, even with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like you know, times I practice combos where I'm like, oh my god, this shit's so boring. But it's like you gotta practice it that you could know it without. Oh, okay. What if I hear trap you here? All right, cool. How you do this? I've done that where I played Flu, where okay, if they ask you here, how do you get out of it, and then you combo. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. And we're gonna be going over more of the Jojopyun situation. We're gonna bring up I Will Dominate's video because obviously it came from him, so I'll give him obviously get it from the source.
I saw that shit. I was like, what? They ain't fire him.
I thought he got fired because he had an argument with someone or he got really angry. That's what I initially thought. He got fired for this. Keep in mind, I'm not saying I Will Dominate's not telling the truth. This just that's just crazy. The fact
actually, I can see a company firing for that.
Well, he sounds black. He talks like he's from the hood, bruh. Jojo, how much black music are you listening to? Don't listen to that shit. God damn, motherfuckers out here probably listen to like Kendrick Lamar. Jojo, stop.
Oh god, man, he probably got Not Like Us on repeat. Like nigga, if I gotta hear Not Like Us one more time, I'm about to kick you out of the car because you're not like us.
What if Jojo was playing what if Jojopyun was playing Gucci Gang? Oh no!
If he played Gucci Gang, I'm definitely kicking you out of the fucking car while we going 100 miles per hour on the highway. I'm kicking you out of the motherfucking car. You play Gucci Gang. You play Gucci Gang in my car. I'm beating your ass on site, nigga. Gucci. I'd rather have you play Iggy Azalea, son. At least I got some lyrics.
And here we go right now. Here is the video. So keep in mind, everyone, Blabber also mentioned that he thought that Jojopyun in the second episode, I Will Dominate and Yamato had with him, that Jojopyun was the highest paid player in the LCS. So Jack paid some good money for them because we're in Live Sandbox. And it looks like it's Fear X. Do you guys think Fear X is really dropping that kind of money on a player that they don't think is good? It's obviously clear to anybody Jojopyun definitely has skill. He definitely is mechanically talented. But there's a reason why he only did well with Inspired. And the reason why Inspired right now is going to Worlds and he went to MSI earlier this year. Inspired was the guy to kick Jojopyun in the not say the nuts, that's too metaphorically. Jojopyun and Inspired definitely butted heads constantly. And obviously when they were separate from each other, you saw which player succeeded. Inspired can be kind of mean, I understand that, but like, you know, you gotta have that guy sometimes on teams, you know? That tells motherfucker, hey, no, you're stupid, dog. That shit don't work. Get your ass in practice, dog. What are you doing? You know? Because you mind, guys, keep in mind about these LCS players. These people are insanely privileged. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying like they can literally wake up, take a shit, eat, have a girl suck them off, stream, play competitively.
They're playing a video game. They're getting paid to play video games.
Yeah. Like there are so many people that would, I'm gonna say kill for that, but there are so many people that would love that position.
Hey, in Korea, there's a lot of motherfuckers that would kill for that shit.
Yes.
God damn, them motherfuckers over there great. I'm like, I want to kill. I was like, you want to kill him just because he. Oh my god, the death threat that
motherfuckers were so crazy last year. A guy threatened to stab Faker because he lost to KT. I'm like, bro, it's never that serious.
Not even that. You never motherfuckers was threatening, KYS because they lost to DRX in the finals.
Yeah. Certain T1 fans are like, we're gonna have to end our lives because we lost to DRX.
I was like, yeah.
Okay, guys, it's not that serious. Okay, it's fine. You know, it's crazy because if you actually did off yourself from that year, T1 won Worlds the next year. Oof, just oof. Damn, that would have sucked. But like, he is so. And I'm not saying I Will Dominate's wrong, but like my thing here is if this really did happen. So I also blame Cloud9 on two fronts. First of all, he was doing this the entire year. You gotta just bench him something. He can't just be allowed to just do that. He might have had a clause in his contract where he doesn't get benched. I know that's been a thing in certain contracts, but goddamn, he was allowed to do this all year.
Who he benched for? They don't gotta.
He had another academy team. Fuck.
That means you gotta see. That's why each team has. That's why I say you need an academy team, but you need an in-thing academy team. I mean, you need that team. Is like. You need a practice team to scrim with. Every team should have 10 players. You have the main players you have, and then the backup players. Like you need players. what I call flex players. You need someone that can play ADC and support, like a Zen. You need someone that can play jungle ADC support. You need someone that can play mid or top. You need someone like a Fudge who can play. You need flex players that can. Oh,
maybe
okay,
you just throw Fudge mid.
Oh,
no, not that again. Nope. I gotta get a rope.
Hey man, he couldn't be any worse than fucking JoJo at this point.
That's true.
Shit.
What's up, guys? This is a video that I normally wouldn't do because as a streamer, I have a lot of information from players, from coaches, from people within the scene in organizations within Riot. And it's very hard most of the time to see how much I can reveal, how to make my points without revealing my info or anything that could be traced back to sources. But I'm going to decide to leak something that hasn't been talked about before. This is going to be a new story and something that you'll probably see come out from more official channels than mine, and talk about one of the players on Cloud9. So before we go into this player and what happened, let's talk about the team in general. So for those that don't watch LCS, Cloud9 was supposed to be the team in LCS this year. They were the North American super team. In spring, the lineup was Fudge, Blabber, Jojo, Berserker, and Vulcan. In summer, they changed Fudge.
Keep in mind, in that spring split, they finished 7th. That's in third. They went 7-7. There was a week where if they did not win both games against FlyQuest and Team Liquid, they would have just been out of playoffs. That's how serious it got at a point, you know? Now, that was also the roster. They had Mithy as a coach. Mithy gets fired from Cloud9, goes to FlyQuest and wins. Oh, just like the whole Tomo thing. Fired from Dig for Sven, goes to Worlds with 100 Thieves. Crazy. Crazy world.
And then you know the fucked part about 100 Thieves is the team that knocks out Dig.
They knocked out Dig, they knocked out Shopify, and Immortals, and Cloud9. They're just the playoff killers.
Yo, I'm mad. Yo, Tomo really did get his revenge. Oh, okay, cool. Came back in.
What's that Grim Reaper meme of all the doors opening and it's 100 Thieves coming for each one of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then 100 Thieves probably got JoJo fired. They was like, oh, what? We paying all this for this? Oh, get him out of here. He done. 100 Thieves came to, and then
Jack's like, hey, Quid, you know, let's go out to dinner and talk over a nice dinner, you know?
Nah, fuck all that, man. You better watch out, man. Jack better not be like Diddy. Take that. Nah, nigga. I ain't taking
No, he brings him to dinner and he's like, you know, it would be a shame if you played on 100 Thieves next year if you guys didn't do well at Worlds. You can come join my team. Slips the check under the napkin.
I'm calling the SEC and saying, tampering, get Jack out of here. I'm snitching on Jack so fast.
To Thanatos, and most people consider them to just be simply the strongest team in LCS. In spring, they ended up placing 3rd, which wasn't a great result. Probably would be considered a failure based on the standards of the organization and the standards of the team and the roster that was built, but it wasn't the end of the world. But after summer, the Cloud9 roster became a disaster. They didn't end up making Worlds. They placed 4th to 100 Thieves. This was probably one of the biggest upsets that we've had in the history of the LCS, a team like 100 Thieves that has multiple extremely young players on the roster. Them being able to beat a team like Cloud9 that's comprised of pretty much all veterans, I mean, mainly veterans, and players that just know how to win North America. This came completely out of nowhere. And I started looking into some things within the team. On the surface, it just looks like the players didn't synergize well together.
Yeah, if you actually look at Jojopyun's interactions with other players he used to play with off camera, whenever he interacted with them at the LCS, when they showed video footage of that, he looked like he just had a much more better time talking to those people. It never felt like he really ever clicked with any of these guys, really. I feel like none of the roster clicked in general, but Jojopyun not clicking with them is bad because obviously he's supposed to be the main carry of the team. He's also getting paid a lot of money too.
Have these problems in super teams where it's very hard to find the players on the team that are going to sacrifice for other players because not everyone can be farming all the time. You have to be dumping your resources into a limited amount of people, and you have to trust that those people will carry the game when the time comes. And it felt like Cloud9 really didn't do that. But it was really surprising how the problems seemed to get worse over the course of the year and not get better, especially in playoffs. And the collapse was crazy to watch. So the information that I'm going to reveal, I think is going to blow a lot of people's minds, is that today, or maybe yesterday, I guess at this point, Jojopyun has been terminated from Cloud9. So his contract was terminated for cause. This is something that I've heard from very trusted sources. And to me, when I heard this, I thought, what did this guy do? How could he possibly get terminated for cause? I mean, Jojo seems like a chill guy. In his interviews, he seems very relatable, like a very likable person. To hear that he was terminated for cause, I thought something extremely bad must have happened. Also, when you contextualize being terminated for cause with an organization like Cloud9, it was also confusing because Cloud9 is an organization that normally likes to shop their players around. They've had many players get bought out in the future. I mean, everyone remembers that original Cloud9 Exodus to FlyQuest where they sold like Licorice, Diamond, and Palafox all to Fly.
Yeah, imagine doing that as Jack, selling players that basically he got the most that he could out of Licorice at the time. Diamond, he sold Diamond, who was a decent prospect at that moment in time. And then Palafox came into his own later on. But, you know, as we see now, there's a definite ceiling to that guy.
FlyQuest in some combo deal. And when I checked with agents, buyouts are not as big as they used to be. So maybe they wouldn't have cashed in shopping around Jojo. But to terminate him and just, you know, offer him up to anyone who wants, that is a crazy proposition. So my sources have told me that.
So that's the thing is Jojopyun gonna get a team now that he's not gonna be on Cloud9? I don't know, honestly. Are they gonna offer, because then his contract's terminated, so he can take any amount of money he wants. He's a free agent.
The reason why Jojo was terminated was simply for tardiness. Yes, tardiness. He was just late too much. And I was trying to figure out how late does somebody need to be in order to be terminated for cause? And I've never heard of Cloud9 terminating a player for cause like this, terminating a player because they simply weren't behaving to the standard that is set within the organization. Apparently, this is an issue that Jojo had the entire year. He had been late consistently, and at some point they started tracking. This is after, you know, a track record of him being tardy multiple times in a row. There was a point where they started tracking how many times he was late after that. And after they started tracking it, there was 43 different infractions from my sources where Jojo was either late to team meet.
That's crazy that potentially he was late that much. And then because that's the thing, that's the number that they got when they started tracking it, right? That means this guy was late to obviously the team workouts, the team meetings, the scrims, obviously. You know, and I would imagine he got away with that stuff on like Evil Geniuses when he was on that organization because, well, he was going to be like their franchise player. So obviously, even on that team, as we know, there's a lot of problems with EG. But on Cloud9, Jack's not going to be that way. Jack is someone where if you're not serious about winning and competing at the highest level and taking your job seriously, he will just get rid of you. That's just what it is.
Meetings, team workout, draft meetings, scrims, and eventually when he was late for the last one, Cloud9 decided to terminate his contract, which, yeah, like I said, that is completely crazy. And I think that this is something that's really confusing for a lot of reasons. Number one,
also, this might be the kick that he needs to actually get back in form, because Jojopyun's form throughout just the year in general has been pretty up and down. I mean, he wasn't really that good in team fighting. Actually, he actually lost lane a lot. It's crazy that a player like a Menace actually did more for Cloud9 than someone like Jojopyun. And Jojopyun was the player that people wanted. That Jojopyun was the player that people wanted over a Menace. And a Menace, you know, he was also very stern on, you know, Blabber not practicing and Fudge not practicing in his manifesto. So it just goes to show you that I don't know why Jack got rid of the players that were just like the hard guys that were trying to basically call the people out on their bullshit.
Okay, Fudge, I think his production was deteriorating. He was diminishing returns. Each split, his progress wasn't as good as the one before. He wasn't getting better; he was getting worse. Mm-hmm. He was getting better as a person, but mechanically he was getting worse. Menez, he was a great player, but his attitude was atrocious for teams, and that was the issue. That's why Menace didn't work. And Menace, if Menace was just, he didn't really have an ego. He did have an ego, but his ego wasn't like JoJo's ego. It was more like,
yeah, and people forget he comes from Korea, and if he sees people not putting in as much effort as he is, the Koreans are very much like, if you don't work as hard as I do, I'm calling that out.
That's the crazy part. He put effort in, and this is the issue. Mm-hmm. He put effort in learning how to get better at League, but at the same time was getting fatter. No, but he go back. He put on some weight, and that was the issue too. That was the issue too. He, because Cloud9 goes for that regimen where you gotta stay in shape. That's how fun was.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work with the Menace. Yeah, he don't seem like the player that wants to get up and work out.
He was like, oh god, they're making me eat salad while he's watching E-Girls. And then
what a weird. He'll go down as one of the weirdest mid laners ever. Just a weird guy.
He had a shit ton of potential, but the issue with the Menace was
his attitude. Also, outside of work ethic, was bad. I mean, there were players. There were teams he was supposed to be on, but the players, once they found out he was on, gave the GM ultimatums: me or him. That's it. That's how people knew his attitude. His attitude must be in the absolute shitter, honestly.
And that was the issue. That was like you said, that was the issue. Because it's the whole thing where great mechanically, just a great League of Legends player, and the realm he's in. But like physically, he ain't the best in shape, motherfucker. He's a fat, pudgy Korean. He in a sense, and but the thing is, he's so skilled. You don't tell him otherwise because you don't want to piss him off. But he has that work ethic. That's why you deal with it. But now you get a guy who work ethic's not as good, but he did fit. JoJo is the total opposite of a Menace. Doesn't have the drive. Doesn't have the he has the skills. He doesn't. I don't think he's motivated anymore. Plus, his ego's not. His ego's high, but it's not as high. Because in a sense, I don't know.
Confusing for a lot of reasons. Number one, on JoJo's end, why is he just late so much at this point? Obviously, that is going to affect the team in some way. And the other thing that should be added into this discussion is who JoJo is and how much he was paid. Recently, I did an episode of Sackdown with Blabber. It debuted.
Actually, a very good episode. I like this show a lot. It's crazy. Also, I don't know why Dom does this. He starts shows and he'll shop them around, but he doesn't keep them on his own channel because maybe his audience just doesn't like long form content like that. So I remember when he started Face Check with him, Loco Doko, Gigon, and Zyrene, it would just go and be around on other esport channels. And then at some point, he just stopped doing Face Check, probably because LS also is very bad at being a consistent host on a show. Then he just now has Sackdown. He did Crackdown on his show. I remember that. It's still there. Those are great episodes to watch. But now it's just on Thorin's show. He's literally just giving out his, goddamn, 10K 1,000-view show just to Thorin and Monty. Crazy. It's actually insane. Hey, I guess if you're getting paid for it, whatever, I guess.
Yeah. On the channel, I think last Friday. And in this episode, Blabber talked about how he believes JoJo is the highest paid player in North America. He said he's probably the highest paid player in North America.
This year, I really wanted to play with JoJo, and
that's the problem too. Is Jack? There might be a reason why Jack would get rid of Blabber. Blabber, right there in this episode, he asked to play with JoJo, so we don't even know if Jojopyun was going to be their first choice. Honestly, I
don't think he was. I don't think he was their first choice.
Yeah, because Blabber, in this episode, Blabber also mentioned, like I said earlier, that Sven asked for perks. He got perks. They did well. Jojopyun asked for a player. They waste all this money and they got nothing out of it.
You mean Blabber asked for Jojopyun? Yeah,
Blabber is not going to be getting any player he wants anytime soon. Just saying, buddy. You should be lucky you're even on the roster moving forward because you costed this man that much money.
Yeah.
And he trusted Blabber. Blabber's been here ever since 2018 summer. He started on their academy team when they had that. So he obviously had a lot of trust in Blabber if he really thought that this was the guy that he needed, honestly, because, a Menace called him out for not practicing. So, Menace wasn't going to be there. So that synergy was never there, and that's dead, obviously.
Yeah.
that chemistry's gone.
You know, I think Jojo's probably by far the highest paid player in the league. But
Oh, this is why you know Jack is gonna be mad at Blabber for his performance and asking for Jojo. Blabber said in the episode that when he was shot, he thought about leaving Cloud9 after Worlds 2019 when he was splitting time with Sven Skaren back then for a few games here and there.
Yeah.
Blabber said Jack doubled his salary from like 70K, which was the minimum for academy players, to 200K. How much money Jack has invested in that guy? For that guy to ask, hey, bro, Jojopyun, that's my dog. He listened to Gucci Gang, he listened to Kendrick Lamar, and he listened to Lil Wayne too. Get him. And we got nothing out of this. Blabber, you are so lucky you be even on this roster next year after costing that man that much money. Holy shit.
Yep, it gave no result. That, like...
God.
For a player that is paid this much to not be taking his job serious enough and be late this much, it just seems like such a weird way to throw it all away. And I think that going forward, it's going to be very hard for Jojo to get the same type of contract when this stain is attached to everything. And this is information that is going to be coming out from other sources, I believe, pretty soon. So I figured might as well just talk about it now. That is a big issue. When it comes to player laziness, I think this is one of the biggest issues I've had in North America, where a lot of players seem complacent. It seems like once they've got to a certain point, they start coasting. And Jojo is a player who is one of the most talented players we've had in North America for a while now. He's just a player that I thought would become like our version of Chovy, right? Chovy, right? North American Chovy is what I was hoping that Jojo would become.
It's crazy. That's the player he looks up to is Chovy, you know? But he doesn't. How can he be like Chovy when he doesn't have the work ethic?
He looks up to Chovy. That's like every time he roots for T1 downfall, T1 ends up fucking him. That's me. And guess what? Your team ain't win this year, nigga.
Hey,
clapping cheeks.
God, hey. We're going to Worlds. Are you, motherfucker? You gonna be there with us? Or you gonna sit at home?
Hell yeah. We go. Hey, can y'all win Worlds? Because last time
win Worlds. I'm trying to lose to an NA team in top 8.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get clapped by Team Liquid. Now, imagine that APA losing to Chovy. That would be just get. I'm not doing the show for a week if that happens. We're taking a vacation. Fuck that.
Oh shit.
No, but like this is what I don't understand about some of these LCS players that are lazy, and they always get called out for being lazy too. If you want to be like Chovy, you need to put in that as much hours as Chovy does. And yeah, you might not be as successful as Chovy. Obviously, it's just a numbers game. Not everyone's going to be as successful. But if you want to be just like him, you don't have to work like him. You can't just be like, well, I want to put in half the effort he does, and then I get the same result. Like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way. You know? Like, how many hours do people think Chovy plays the game? Probably about 18 a day, maybe 15 minimum.
I'll say about 14.
He wants to be like Chovy, putting in less work. These people are crackheads. And then he's the highest paid player. So his contract probably is like $300K. $300,000 just to click on your mouse and press QWER. Bruh.
And
Jojopyun probably got a girlfriend. That's why he was late. He was sucking him off under the table. He blew a load inside of her mouth. And he was post nut clarity. And that's why he was late. Now, what? That might have been one time. 43? Crazy.
Hey, sometimes that post nut clarity get a motherfucking, you know. Shit.
Oh shit.
Obviously, since the first year, it hasn't been going great, but he still has showed like definitely a lot of talent, a lot of ability. But I don't really like the idea of a player like that not putting in the effort, because how are you going to become the North American Chovy when other people are taking their job from what it seems more seriously? And this is something that's corrosive for other players. I know myself, hey, it wouldn't be a video without bringing a Piglet, but I know myself how it is when your highest paid player seems to have behavior issues and how that can affect the team. It's something that even if players are not super jealous people.
There's a story he said where Piglet told their top laner Quas he made him feel like complete shit that he cried and quit. Oh my god.
They're always going to be cognizant of this guy is the most paid. Why is he doing the least? Or why is he seemingly putting in the least effort? Why is he doing things that are causing our team to always have to wait around? Like, it's something that is actively hurting the team. This is something that can be really tough because that sets an example for other people within a team. You're late all the time, and people see that you're getting away with it, so to speak, you might decide, yeah, I can be late a few minutes here and there. And then when you have 5 players with this mentality, it just becomes a way less.
Yeah, also, keep in mind, they have 2 Koreans on their team. That's not going to fly with someone like Berserker or Thanatos. It's just not. They're not going to like that in general. Also, that's from your mid laner, too. Keep in mind, Jojopyun's performance doesn't even justify him being late because he was not that good most of the year anyway, you know? It was worse than APA in most cases, which is crazy.
Less serious environment. So this was something that was crazy.
Okay, we got most of the video there. Want to make sure I just got it from the source. The comments were 900 comments. Holy crap! I ever had that on the video. Woo! You know I had a good video. Holy crap! Okay.
Shit, bro.
I will dominate. So desperate for clicks, he's getting baited by corporate bullshit, or maybe he's just too loyal to the C9 brand still. If a dude is late 42 times and is still starting, that is on the fucking org. Well, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that means he's a bad teammate and employee, but that kind of pattern continuing on is management and ownership. Yeah, but that doesn't mean this. Okay, I agree with that part. I will dominate just trying to do the corpo dirty work for them putting 100% on Jojo. Pretty scummy. I mean, guys, Jojopyun got paid the most money in the LCS. Of course, an owner is going to be mad if he's giving you all this money and you're not giving a quality performance. I said that earlier in the show, too. I said that if he's late this much, something needs to happen. But then again, he might have had a contract where he has a no bench clause. You know? Next thing is, why would you ever bench someone like him in theory if you have him, you know, and take a worse player by default, you know? Yeah. I don't think it's either or. I think both people are at fault, obviously. Also, it's Jack's fault for not having a coaching staff either. He only just has Reapered, and Mithy couldn't get through to him, you know? Honestly, I actually expected C9 to lose the series by the time it happened. They had been on a downward spiral for a while after that game they lost by going all AD. Oh, yeah. People could see that Cloud9 were on a downward trajectory when they lost that series to Team Liquid. Remember that 3rd game draft? Reaper drafted Yone.
Yeah.
Comp. Woo! Yikes. Not yike from G2. Just literal yikes. And then Jojopyun is getting priority to take LeBlanc in games 1 and 2 against Quid. And keep in mind, it wasn't even really the LeBlanc pick. Like we said in the last video, it's the fact that they're up 6,000 gold and can't win. That's the problem. You know, it doesn't matter if there's a LeBlanc there. You should be able to win from 6,000 gold ahead. If you give the guy, people look, Chovy wins at 6K leads, claps you, beats the shit out of you. It's not really like a team comp thing there. That's just because they just suck, obviously. And Vulcan wasn't really there the entire year. Vulcan was just playing hook champions. All right, so the last bit of news here to cover. So yes, Photon, who was Team Vitality's top laner, who was one of the more better top laners in the LEC. Not obviously this last split because he was running it down, but on average, it was pretty good for the most part. I think he might get a roster in the LEC. I don't know. I think he'll be a player that people will pick up, or maybe he just goes back to Korea. If he goes back to Korea, might be a chance for him to be on a team. But Team Vitality will have a new top laner. His name is Nako.
Okay,
these names just keep getting worse. Nako. Vitality are also exploring their mid lane options. By exploring options, that means we know Vetio's not going to be
there. Did you hear the news about the alleged news about Team Heretics?
Yeah, we're going to go over that one right now, actually.
Yeah, Team Vitality just need to blow up their whole roster. Their shit's trash.
Carsey said he's staying, but that's it.
Yeah.
And obviously they're going to keep Linsis because will they keep Linsis though? I don't know.
No,
I hope not. I really hope not. If they keep Linsis, write 2024, write 2025 off, go 2026. So that guy is not good. Just write on your whole year off if you keep a guy like that. Remember Team Vitality guys? They had Douglas and Mac on Euphoria was like, I didn't really see the roster progressing that far with him, so that's why we chose to bench him. But you got fucking Linsis, who you didn't even get the playoffs with. What is wrong with some of you? He's like, he sees all these angles and people who criticize him don't see what he sees. It's like, no shit, we can't see what he sees. We're not playing.
But every angle he sees just leads him to enter. Like, it just leads him to death. Like, okay, I'm a flank from here. Get caught up, instantly die. I'm like, yep.
Yikes.
All right.
Like literal yikes.
4v5 going to Baron. All right, yeah. now your other tank is about to get shredded right through. Yep. Okay. All right.
And here's the last piece of news to cover from Sheep Esports. Sources: Wunder, Yankos, Zyru, and Trimby are unlikely to remain with Team Heretics next year. The Spanish team will be seeking changes in all these roles in pursuit of a totally new project. Guys, I could have told you that for free. We already talked about this on this show. The LEC's quality of games have been so bad from some of these teams' actual gameplay. Most of these rosters are getting overhauled. And Team Heretics was just the definition of just
mid.
Just mediocre level of gameplay. From the names on paper, it should be a lot better. Like you think Trimby and Yankos would be a sick jungle support duo. That didn't work at all. Zyru was just a replacement for Perks, but we knew that wasn't going to be long term. We knew that he was going to end up peaking out early on. Wonder has been basically check stealing ever since 2021, if I'm being honest here. Wonder's been stealing checks for a while.
Yep.
And Wonder and Yankos were only there because Perks wanted to get the game back together, and Perks is on the roster after after spring, or is it winter or spring? Yeah, after winter, because he said he had a fight or an argument with Aranea, who was a previous player before that I kind of remember. Yeah, Team Heretics, I think they're going to go the Mad Lions route. Full tacos, full enchiladas, a whole team of Lennons next year.
Shit.
They're going to probably just promote their Academy roster and just get another Academy roster. Full
whole thing they're going to do.
Full Spanish. That's it. Ones that speak Rapinitos.
You stupid.
I'm not kidding. That's all going to be Spanish people next year on this roster. All Vámonos Heretics. I'm going to get a Heretics jersey.
Wait a second. They forgot to mention Flaky.
They're probably going to keep Flackhead. I'd keep him. He's the only decent player they have.
Oh, okay.
He's probably the only player that I would keep if you wanted to keep one of them. He's decent. I don't think he's he could potentially be top 4, but it really just depends on the split. But I would keep him. Trimby, he ran it down so hard. Zyru wasn't there. Yankos had old man hands. He could barely throw Nidalee spears. And Wonders, it's 4v5, so they didn't really ever have a top laner, for being honest here.
I'm about to say, I wonder what Wonder was doing.
I hate you.
Hey man, I wonder where he
Wait,
at.
Their League of Legends account said, wait, how do we play Worlds now? You don't. You sit at home and jerk off.
September 11th. All right, that's a tragedy.
He said, how do we play at Worlds? That's the funny part is you don't.
You don't. You just sit home and watch.
That Invincible meme is so funny. That's the funny part. You don't. You sit at home and you jerk off. That's it. Lennon, I'm getting her a Spanish jersey of Team Heretics. Vámonos Heretics. I'm going to have her rap to me in that shit.
How about Mad Lions? They're at the end Worlds.
That's true. I don't think she would. Yeah, you're right.
You give that to Carla. I'll give it to
I'll give that to Carla. I'll give Carla a Hispanic esports jersey.
Yep. Ooh, how about R7? They're actually Mexican.
They have a Korean on their roster.
Yeah, and they're fifth Mexican.
Hey, they're obviously better than Team Heretics, man. They made Worlds.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
yep.
Hey, yo, what is going on here in this world?
Yep.
Team Heretics, this roster is just, I don't know. The roster is for me kind of like the less than the sum of their parts is what the roster is. Like you think with the players on their roster minus like Zyru, you think like, damn, I could have got at least a contender roster. And I will say this: in spring, it kind of did look like that, but in playoffs when they started losing, all the momentum just died on the roster. Oh, remember when they faced BDS? Remember Zyru had that drama with Shio and he didn't do the fist bump with him?
Yeah.
Oh, because Shio called him a dog. Holy crap, man. I just want to show this off, guys. This is one of Team Heretics' models for one of their shirts. That's one of their models right there.
Basic.
That's just model. Like, this jersey looks kind of cool. That looks okay. That's their main one they use this year. That looks okay. But just yuck. Just yuck. What's Espanol? Oh, I'm from America. I'm from America.
Gee, that's a jersey of all time. That's just, yep.
Yeah, just like these orgs are so bad at getting merged together. No wonder why no one buys this shit. Most of it looks bad. 100 Thieves, I always give props on 100 Thieves. Their merch does look decent and good for the most part. Some of their collections are weird now. Did you see that Valkyrie collection? She modeled up like, she's like, oh, this looks so good. Valkyrie, shut up. It looks like hot doo-doo shit. It's just a white template. It's just a white template and 100 Thieves' small logo on there. It looks like crap.
But you know Simps are going to buy it.
Yeah, if she's wearing a skirt, then it doesn't matter.
Not even a skirt. Just wear a tight shirt, man. Simps going to eat that shit up. And then she'll go dance around and twirl her hair, spin around a little bit, smile, and all the pores are going to, like, that's why I'll be going to the chat sometimes. And then I'll get banned for saying, everyone take a 5-minute breather. And then I got banned at this girl's chat because I knew everyone in there was just horny. Just take a lap, come back, bust a nut, and you'll be good. Sometimes I post nut.
No, like it's one of those things where, and also you're right. If she's just modeling it and showing off her legs, that's enough for people to be like, "I'm buying." That's it. Their Pikachu collection looked fine, but at least they're attempting to make like. At least Nature realized if you make like decent to good merch, people will buy it if it's worth it. But that collection, it just looks like crap. Like what? And that's crazy. It's gonna sell out. It for sure will sell out. What was that place I used to buy jerseys from? Damn, I forgot. AliExpress. I'm gonna go back there and visit them for a moment. I've been there for a while. All right. Yeah, man. That's all the news, guys, for right now. There's going to be more news coming out. Oh, the Cloud9 situation is not over yet. Oh, it's only just starting, everyone. Yeah, man. Did you want to let the audience know about anything you're going to be working on coming up anytime soon? Anything you want to shill?
I got a video just coming out. This is more of like a high production one. It's me, me pretty much going to be discussing why this card needs to come off the ban list for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not gonna be doing much Yu-Gi-Oh! Content that much. I mean, like not meta wise. I'm not sure if I'll do market watches for a bit. But I'm gonna be discussing, and it's gonna be a series. It's gonna be. I'm not sure how many episodes I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do episodes where I'm discussing what cards that need to come off the ban list. Like because some of these cards on the ban list. And then I'm gonna give my reason why they should, the reason why they might still, the reason why they're still on the list, in my opinion. And then that's it. Yeah, no, I just haven't had the energy. My ass been did doubles on doubles. Like when I find thing, I get a day without doing a double. I get another double. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. I've been fucking at work. Some days we're doing like 9-hour shifts. If someone doesn't come in on time, and then what else was it? Just people just don't show up to work. Like, bro, they're like, I got no money. Show up to work. Fucking hell. I get it. Things are tough. I get it, but like, and one got trying to hear. Somebody got trying to hear that fucking sob story. Can you show up to work?
It's like with me. Don't complain that like you come to work, but then you want more money. Then take the overtime. But I don't want to. Okay, then shut up. Like.
Yeah. I always say, I understand sometimes getting to work is hard. I know it's hard, but like, but you got to factor into yourself. You do it every day. It's like, why can't this person do it?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I understand things are tough, but like, dude, if you don't come to work, things are just gonna get worse. I don't know why people keep thinking that, dude. They're like, hey, I'm not making that much money, so I'm not gonna come in and make less money, so I can be in more of a financial hole. It's like, that not going into work is even worse than just staying home, right?
Yeah, that's what they telling me, but it's like.
It's actually worse if you don't go, actually.
That's how I be telling people. It's like you know, if you don't show up, right, that's even worse because now the money that you could have made, you don't get, and then you get less in the process. Now you have to go to work even more to make up for the money you didn't make.
And then now, dude, in California, they have this thing where you can't really like fire someone as much as you used to be able to. So stupid. That means someone could just basically coast and just do nothing, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting. Actually, just trash state you live in, man. Because the minimum wage went up to $20, actually. So it's actually more harder to get rid of someone now than what it used to be, unless you're like a private business or contract work.
Like, anything that's contract or private that's not like public.
Yeah.
Like, on the stock market, no. The motherfucker can't fire you. And that's the thing about it. Like,
they're like, we asked her, we're like, I can't do anything. But then she wants to complain about people not coming to work. God. Jeez. Women running businesses. That's a joke in and of itself.
Not even that. It's like when motherfuckers like it was like, I'm not even trying to work your shift. You need to work your shift. But I gotta do my shit. And then my shift's gotta cover your shift because you missed something. But
right.
I was like, there is no schedule.
And then guess what happens? If you don't do your stuff on time, you're the one that's gonna get constantly yelled at. Not that person. Yep. That person gets gets by.
That's why I'm like, I tell this motherfucker like, that's why I told him next Friday, don't call me for nothing. Like, don't call me for shit.
Yeah, she got mad. She lied. She didn't text me. She did before, but I didn't answer. I told her I'm not coming in my days off anymore. I'm not. I don't need to. I'm already financially secure. I don't need to come in extra anymore. All right, I did it way more than enough, and it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because she doesn't care. Like what? I would come in if she cared, but I know she doesn't, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I know they don't appreciate it, so yeah, fuck you. That's it. Like, fuck out of here with that bullshit. But yeah, man. Forgot you gonna go to locals this week? Actually,
yeah, I got a league challenge this weekend.
You got any Pokemon products anytime soon?
I bought some today. Yeah, I got some good pulls. I was supposed to go to the regional, but I told you the whole thing that happened where I ended up pretty much just said fuck up my whole schedule. Then the whole issue with money where I wouldn't be able to go. That's how I'm like, I'm saving up everything I've got now. Once my lease ends, I'm out of here. I'm moving on to my own place. Like, I'm saving up as much as I can now. Like, that's
I told you, man. It's gonna be tough, but at least you live on your own. Because fuck living with people. That shit is garbage.
It's not even that because it's like I'm the one that's mostly doing everything. But no, the main thing I need to do is just once I'm able to get a license, that's the key.
Because you said you're gonna start doing Ubers and DoorDash or whatever.
Probably more Uber. I'm gonna look for like a driving job, where I'm like working during the daytime and all that.
Okay.
I could, and then I could just drive home, or I could actually drive the locals instead of gotta depend on somebody else. I could just drive myself.
Right.
Right. Better. Yeah, that's the main thing I'm trying to do. Because once I get that done, that's the main thing. I can get that done. Keep on my merry way. Because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do what I gotta do. Because I'm not trying to have to depend on somebody. That's the last thing. I'm trying to not depend on people. I'm trying to be more independent with shit.
Yep.
That's it's like I usually ask people for help. Okay, how you do this? Those things. They help me. They don't. I don't. I'm like, all right, cool. And I just move on. That's why it's like. That's why this whole Yu-Gi-Oh, the whole thing with the video thing. I found out how to do the PowerPoint and all that, but I'm doing it in sections where instead of trying to tape it all.
Dude, why don't you just ask me? I'd have just told you to use Google Slides. It's the same shit.
No, that's what I'm doing. I'm using Google Slides.
You just asked me. I'd have just told you.
Oh no! I already knew that. I went on YouTube and I was just okay. And I was all right, cool. I was like, that's what I'm doing, but I'm using it. I'm using different things because like one thing is easier. Like 2 parts of it is gonna be on Google Slide. The other one's gonna be done from Canvas because that one's gonna be stationary. And then I'm doing it's pretty much me just discuss cards. And once I see how that video comes out, see if people react to that video, I'm gonna do more and more content on that. Since
I like doing that. Those you've been basically making like evergreen content. I wanted to do content like that on stream, like we're just doing that. I did it with Selena before. The video never came out, but I am gonna pick up production on it before Halloween starts. It's a Halloween themed video, and I know a lot of people are gonna like it. It's a lot because on the slides you have to make sure the font's good, all the points match up to each other. The images don't overlap the font, and you gotta make sure your webcam doesn't overlap most of the page. It's just oh my god, man. But yeah. Anything else you work that? That's it. You're just gonna be doing some evergreen content. And just you gotta go to league challenge. So
league challenges. I'm gonna try to go back to the locals for Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds until the 10s come out, and then I won't be.
Come out?
They come out next weekend. I thought it was this weekend. It's next weekend. I'm like, fuck. Okay, I got a League Cup next weekend. I'm not going to locals then. Then I was like, fuck. I got a League Cup back-to-back weekends in the city. I'm like, okay, I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Then until October, and then unless there's a cup that first weekend in October, I'm like, fuck, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is mostly on Sundays. Oh, we do something. I'm not driving all the way up there for just the locals. Like, I'm not driving an hour away for like if it's a tournament, yeah, but I'm not driving an hour away for locals. Like I'll do it for a League Cup and challenge. Like that's the only reason why I don't try to go Wednesday nights. I'm like, I have to leave here at 4:30 to get there by 6:30. Like it's an hour drive, but I got dumbass motherfuckers out here get drunk, driving on the highway the wrong way. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, can y'all just delete these people, man? Some of these motherfuckers, man. Some lady caused like a 4-car accident driving a wrong. I was like, oh my god, these people are fucking drunk. Because they see a highway entrance and they just automatically think you go up there. It's just like, no, not fuck. Yeah, I like my area has a lot of dumbasses. But yeah, no, I'm just doing that video. I'm doing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. I'm doing the same thing for Pokemon too, but it's not going to be evergreen. It's just going to be more about the top 15 trainers that need to be reprinted every base set. Pretty much every time they reprint cards, these cards need to be printed. I got that for supporters, tools, and I think supporter, tools, and item cards. I think stadiums too, but yeah, I'm going through that Pokemon list is going to take a while because it requires me to do a lot of research. I have to go all the way back to like where Pokemon was no longer ran by Wizards of the Coast, and I have to go from like 2003 on. I have to go 2004 on. I have to go all the way back there and do that research. Those Pokemon videos are gonna take a while, and I'm gonna put them on my regular channel. I'm gonna start posting them on my Pokemon channel, and as well as what's the fucking place, Rumble. But yeah, be on the lookout for those. I have no timeline of when they're gonna come out. I was supposed to put out a video for Worlds. I did put it out for on my main channel, but yeah, I'm gonna try to put more stuff on the second channel just to get that stuff working.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I can't believe Selena ran it down for me but did a good video with you. Crazy.
Yeah. Nope. No, but you gotta realize that video I kind of ran down because I was like half tired when that. I think it was that one that was more like okay, this is gonna sound so. I had to run one out. My ass was this girl teased the fuck out of me. I thought I was about to get some ass before I was gonna do the video with her. It didn't know. I was like, fuck, I'm horny and I gotta. And it was like and like the joke is it's like if Selena was saying I would go for her. That was the joke I remember Iron kept saying. I was like, Iron, yeah, fuck around and lose your wife and yeah, guess who her sisters was a black guy. She gonna be with a black guy too. And she jokes. I'm like, oh no, I'm dead serious. Like I'm bricked. I'm like bricked. I was like, fuck. No, because half the time I'm not here trying to get some ass. This girl who I would call once in a while, Jason, man. Oh, I got a boyfriend now. I was like, bitch, you said you had a boyfriend last time, and then I had you bent over, call me Big Papa. I was like, the fuck? Now you got an actual boyfriend. Okay. All right, fuck.
This girl had said, fuck, on Twitter, saying, I need some dick. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bitch, I was pulling your hair in my son in your butt. You talking about you got a boyfriend. I'm like, bitch, okay, all right. I was like, fuck. Okay, that's it now. Try to get with the white girl. I was like, fuck, all right. That's too casual.
Did you vote for Selena in that Face of Horror thing? I don't think she's gonna win because the other girl we know is in first place right now.
I think I did.
Yeah, she was first place for a little bit, but then another lady we know that when I'm in Vegas too, she's first place. I don't think she's getting it. We tried. She was in first place for a little bit there. You know, we came out and supported the white woman because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap it up here on Sunday, we will be going over the 2024 LCK Gauntlet. Actually, we will see if T1 makes the 2024 League of Legends World Championship. And if they don't, by any stretch of the imagination, whoever they may or may not lose to, it's going to be fireworks. It's about to be just burn everything down. T1 fans are about to go absolutely insane if they don't make Worlds. But just to let you guys know, the Cloud9 podcast will be Sunday, 7 p.m. PST. And then after that, we'll do Sunday Fun Day with Professor Savage Dad for goodieing the polymath to we're going to obviously be reviewing that. New episodes of the Cloud9 podcast are getting uploaded, obviously, on Rumble. Right now, currently, I'm on season 4 because I do eventually want to stream the show to YouTube and Twitch when I'm going back on that, and Rumble, actually. Just have to upload more episodes to Rumble there. Currently on season 4. New episodes of the Cloud9 podcast as Iron Man podcast are getting uploaded to the podcasting platforms. So that way, if you cannot check out the show live, you can watch and listen to the show on your favorite podcasting platform of your choice. And I'm going to be uploading more consistent content. The new videos to get done, because I already got my other video done for the main channel. You guys will be seeing it tomorrow. It's another big, meaty video. You guys are going to absolutely enjoy it. And then tonight, I'm going to be working on my comic book channel update video. I told you I was going to do that today, and I'm going to do it today, obviously. I'm just going to write down the bullet points and everything. And then I'm going to obviously review the Ripazine #1. And then after that, I have more consistent content coming out for that channel as well. And yes, I will start the Yu-Gi-Oh! One. I've not forgotten about it. I'm just going to be getting it done very, very soon. So yeah, got a lot of work to do. We got to get it done. So yes, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night. Deuces, everyone.